Sit. Sit. Not for me, at least. Clay, are you... Hi, buddy. Oh, there's a dog. You see your friend? Yeah, that's your friend. There's the whining. Yeah, that's your friend. Play bow from Prince. So that's a good sign Prince likes him. Okay, will you let Prince out, please? You're gonna watch a somewhat difficult session. 5-year-old dog, don't know the breed, but he does have an all black tongue, which I notice about 3 minutes into the session, and you're gonna hear me talk about that. All right, met Prince through the gate. I generally do that with no muzzle on because there's a fence in the way, so I don't need a muzzle. And Prince kind of liked him. He looked okay. The tail wag doesn't mean everything, but he's not terrible looking. So I go, okay, no muzzle. I want to not use a muzzle when I don't think I have to, okay? Tail wagging, doesn't look terrible, right? Doesn't look terrible. Wants to meet Prince. Prince seems to like him okay. You've seen Prince when he doesn't like a dog, he shies away, and he's not doing that here. So I'm reading Prince a little bit. But he is not going to look good here in a bit, okay? Prince is a good dog for dogs to meet in many ways, and in some ways he is not a good dog for dogs to meet because he's unneutered and he's big, all right? But he's going to be the first dog all the dogs meet. This dog is going to meet other dogs and be better with them, but not so good with Prince. So I'm going to talk you through what I see here because I need you guys. These are difficult cases when a dog is good for a while and then gets really bad, right? You almost want a dog to just be bad, right? It sees a dog, it barks and lunges, so you know not to let them up to a dog. This guy is okay for a while, but the signs are starting right about now. Forget the tail, okay? Watch sort of the intensity and the eye contact and where his eye contact is. And I'm gonna do a freeze frame in a minute or so and show you exactly where I start to get like, okay, this could go off the rails a little bit. And it's gonna be this one moment that I want you guys to start to identify. A lot of you guys ask for body language videos. So this is a relatively good one. All right, relatively. It's not gonna be a lot of different body language, but there's gonna be certain signs that you're gonna see. How do they look right now? They look really good, right? He's with Prince, but he's not worrying about Prince. There's really, I'm still a little worried. Like in a way you could say, hey, he looks pretty good. Why don't you take him off the leash? Because there's just some weirdness to him. So in a minute, you're gonna see that freeze frame. You're gonna see that freeze frame right now. Again, he's 5 years old, and what I tell these owners, like, he's a 35-year-old man. In a way, it's tough to change a 35-year-old man. All right, a lot of pursuing. There's a lip lick from him. Lip licks are generally pretty good right there. So where are his eyes looking? Are they looking to the back of Prince? Are they look? No. That is straight. As he goes by, that's straight to his eyes. That is not a good look. Wide eyes, looking right at Prince's eyes. Okay, it's not good. And we're gonna go to the original audio and then we're gonna come back to my voiceover in a minute. All right, but I want you to hear what I say to these guys, okay? And then you're gonna see some corrections. I do not apologize for giving this dog corrections. This dog is going after Prince. This dog wants to hurt another dog. Dogs need to be told in no uncertain terms, you cannot do that in this world. That is not the way society works. See, that's, I don't love that. Yeah, you can pet him. The pursuit is just like right at his eyes. He's just like running with him and looking right at his eyes. It's just a visceral response to being excited. My first dog, Bosco, you probably saw videos of. We'd walk on the street, he'd see a dog, and he just whined. It's hard to stop, the whining. It's hard to stop. Yeah, you can be done petting him. Okay, we're gonna do, Prince, leave it. It's a rock, dude. Sit. It's not a big joke. His tail's like going. Prince. Prince! You done a DNA test? It's an all black tongue. Chow. Something. Man, he was good for a long time.
So he went from like 0 to 100?
He went from like 0 to 70. 80, yeah.
We took him to like a dog hotel thing and to see, get a temperature check, and that's pretty much what they said. Like, he goes from 0 to back really quick. So,
God. Yeah, he was good for a long time, but there were those warning signs, like the constant pursuing. Most dogs don't pursue like that. Every time Prince would go by, he'd look at Prince straight in the eye and pursue him. And then, sit. Also, none of my corrections really changed him. Like, his tail was still going, like, yeah, it's a big party. Like, I'm like getting mad at him. Sit your butt down. And he's just like, ugh. Like, no, like, oh my God, dude. Okay, I get it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Ignore him, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can't reintroduce. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. I know. It's tough. It's tough. You're okay. Leave it. Leave it! The corrections make him worse. Prince, ignore him. The corrections make it worse. That's why I'm trying to give him like correction, not a pull away. I'm trying to just give it quick, because anytime that leash is tight, it like builds in him. His nervous system is all like worked up now. So what we need to do is put Prince away. You're gonna see another go at Prince here in a minute on the muzzle. So we take him off muzzle. We want him to get in the pool. We want him to kind of relax from his freak out. He does this. He scratches every time he pees. He did it in the pasture. I didn't show it to you guys, like 6 times, right? Well, I've told you a little bit about what that is. It's kind of like dominance. He wants everyone to know he's around, which actually fits what he did to Prince, right? An unneutered dog, that's the one he goes after. He's going to meet other dogs and be pretty good with them, but he doesn't like unneutered dogs. That sucks. Like, that kind of eliminates dog parks for folks. Whether you like dog parks or not, it doesn't matter. Some people want to go to dog parks. All right, that eliminates it. Is he going to ever be trustworthy with an unneutered dog? I don't know. I can't promise that in any way. I want to cool him off a little bit. Those corrections I gave on that freak out of Prince, they were all in response to him flipping out. He's on a leash. He is lunging as hard as he possibly can at another dog, and he's hitting the end of the leash. And then you saw my leg flips. Those leg flips are not meant as a punishment. They're meant to flip the dog so it's facing away from the other dog and back at me, and get the dog in a position where I can work the dog. That's all they're meant to do. Where you take your leg and you flip and you pull the leash at the same time, the dog flips around. It's the only way to get these big dogs flipped around and facing you, or else they're on the end of the leash the whole time. All right, we are going to go off leash on muzzle with Prince, and you're going to see what he does, and this is going to be the worst of it. Okay, look at it. I mean, and then goes at Prince right there, and I'm on him, and I push him back. All the energy, can feel the strength, and look at his tail. He's like, yeah, what's up? It's a big party, right? He's like, you're mad at me? I don't care. He's like, I don't care. I just care about the dog. So I'm over it. Another little correction. He has to be corrected for doing these things in another dog. There's no other way. You want to actually fix the behavior, you need to correct incorrect behavior. Some positive reinforcement, look at his intensity. then I snap and just kind of get him out of it. You got to get him out of it. You got to correct the wrong behavior. You got to let him know you're the boss, that the boss is here and not messing around. Now, I can feel, I say at some point, I touch his body, and I say he's going to do it again. Just you can feel the intensity in him. Okay, I'm trying to calm him down a little bit with the touching, just like, because he's so worked up. I mean, his brain can't even comprehend anything really. All right, but most likely that dog is not going to be good with an older, unneutered male. I mean, you saw it. You saw it. He's just not. His body language is interesting in that the corrections did not really calm him down. Like the me being the boss, and now he's meeting another dog, female, young, and he's still like a bull. Like he's just going to come in and then a little, hey, get out of here, which I don't even do anything about. Like that's half-assed. Just, hey, please get away from me. I get, please. I don't mind even dogs going, please get away from me, which is all that was. He didn't go towards the dog, right? Prince, he went at him. These other dogs, he just kind of goes, please get away from me, which please get away from me is fine with me. Now, does that mean you can bring them around every single dog and have him go, get away from me? No, not necessarily, but it's not the worst thing in the world by any means. So he's going to meet another dog and do relatively well with them. So the answer for these guys, they're going to have to, they need to get this dog with other dogs, and they need to do it, and the guy needs to be the boss and the lady needs to be the boss. This is kind of the worst one out of the get away from me's, right? Not nearly as bad as Prince, but still that dog wasn't doing anything. And he's like, get out of here, right? He's the dominant dog. He wants to control the environment. He wants her to go, even though she wasn't doing anything. So he says, get out of here. That's not okay. It's really not okay in the dog world. So these folks, they need to get around other dogs and they need to continue to correct this behavior. The guy needs to be the boss, and the lady. The guy's just tall and big, and so it sometimes works a little bit better with the tall person with the deeper voice. And the dog needs to go, I'm more worried about this guy than I am about this dog. And we're just chatting about what's going on. But he doesn't seem terribly affected by any of the corrections. Like he's just going about his business. He's still the same old dog. They rescued him I think 2 years ago, I believe. So he's 35-year-old man, right? Who they got at 25 years old or something. And so he's kind of who he is. You know, it is hard to change an older dog, fundamentally change an older dog. That's just a fact. That's a fact of life. That's not just a dog thing. That's any organism thing. So he's having fun, which is good to see. He interacts with the other dogs great. He does not like unneutered males or Prince for some reason. Is that okay that he doesn't like Prince? No. Prince was nice to him the whole time. What you saw Prince do is what Prince is. Prince did play bows. Prince smelled him. Prince let him be smelled. Prince tried to calm him down with play bows. Like it was all goodness from Prince. And this guy said, no, I'm going to go after you. So these guys, we talked about the board and train as being probably their best option by far. Get this guy with a lot of dogs very safely, go slow. Yet I couldn't promise that the dog's going to be perfect at the end of it. That's just not the way this thing works. So guys, that's the video. Some body language stuff. Don't forget to comment, and subscribe to the channel.